A rich woman threw away her gold and jewelry and disguised herself as a homeless beggar to test her 3 children. She locked up all her assets, shops, and savings, put on patched rags, smeared soot on her face, grabbed a chipped bowl, and headed to her eldest daughter's house. Her eldest daughter had married into money, lived in a big villa, and had a car waiting whenever she went out. When she opened the gate and saw her filthy, ragged mother standing there, she instantly backed away in disgust. "Our family fell apart. I have nothing left. I'm out of options. Can I stay here a few days and just get something to eat?" The eldest daughter's face dropped. She kept waving her off, terrified her mother would dirty the yard. "My house isn't for beggars. Take this money and go. Don't embarrass me in front of the neighbors." Looking at the scattered bills on the ground, the woman felt her heart go cold. She remembered how she had spent most of her savings on a home and jewelry for her daughter's marriage, only to be treated like a stranger now. She quietly picked up the money and left, then made her way to her second son's house. Her second son had done well in business, bought a house and a car, and was living a smooth, comfortable life. But when he saw his mother standing outside looking like a beggar, he wouldn't even open the gate and just stared at her coldly. "I don't have a penny to my name. Just give me a hot meal and a place to stay, and that'll be enough." He frowned and snapped, "I've got enough pressure running a business. I have my own family to support. Go somewhere else. Don't drag me down." Then he tossed a little dry food outside, shut the iron gate, and ignored her no matter how hard she knocked. Standing in the cold wind, she shivered. Her 2 successful children were both selfish and heartless. Left with no choice, she dragged herself to her youngest daughter's home. Her youngest daughter had married an honest, hard-working man. The couple scraped by on small handicraft jobs in a rundown little house and were the poorest of the 3 children. But the moment the youngest daughter saw her mother in such a miserable state, she ran out, held her up, and brought her inside without asking a single question. Her husband hurried to heat water and served a hot meal, even putting the family's only white buns right in front of his mother-in-law. The woman looked at her kind, plain-hearted youngest daughter and son-in-law, then sighed on purpose. "I'm broke now. I'm just a burden. If I stay here, I'll only make your life harder." Her youngest daughter quickly shook her head. "Money or no money, you're still our mother. What kind of child turns their own mom away? No matter how hard it gets, we'll take care of you." That same day, the couple gave her the warmest bed in the house and slept on the floor. They went without food and new clothes themselves, yet made her simple meals every day and cared for her without a single complaint. A few peaceful days later, a group of strange businessmen showed up at the door and claimed the woman owed more than 40,000 yuan from years ago and had to pay it back immediately or face a lawsuit. The couple barely made any money, and all their savings together were less than 6,000 yuan. Even so, they didn't hesitate for a second. "Our mother's debt is our debt. No matter how hard it is, we'll pay it back for her." For the next few days, they dropped all their work, ran everywhere borrowing money from relatives and neighbors, endured cold looks and ridicule, and finally scraped together the full amount. After paying off the debt and sending the collectors away, the wealthy eldest daughter and second son kept their distance the entire time, afraid of getting dragged into any trouble. Only the poorest child, the youngest daughter, had stepped up. Not long after that, the woman took to her bed, aching all over, and said she now needed long-term care and costly medicine every month. When the news reached the eldest daughter and second son, they immediately started passing the buck. Both claimed they had no time and no money, and neither was willing to help at all. They even blocked her contact and stopped asking about her completely. Only the youngest daughter and her husband worked day and night to cover the medical bills. They took multiple jobs, lived on almost nothing, never let her run out of medicine, and cared for her around the clock. As the days passed, the woman picked a sunny day and summoned her eldest daughter and second son to the youngest daughter's shabby little house. The moment they walked in, they saw that the filthy beggar had already changed into elegant clothes, with a lawyer and estate manager standing beside her. The eldest daughter and second son froze in shock. They could hardly believe that the woman they had despised for days was their own mother. She pulled out proof of her shops, homes, and millions in savings, then said coldly, "I was never in debt, and I was never seriously sick. I came to you dressed as a beggar to test what was really in your hearts." At that, their expressions changed instantly. Smiles spread across their faces as they rushed to flatter her and promise to support her, all while clearly thinking about how to split up her fortune. Looking at their hypocrisy, the woman slowly revealed the truth she had kept buried for years. "When I helped you settle down in life, you secretly took most of my savings. I knew all along. I just didn't want to expose you. This last test was my final chance to see whether either of you still had any filial heart left." Then, in front of everyone and the notary, she made her will on the spot, leaving all her money, properties, and shops to her youngest daughter and son-in-law. The eldest daughter and second son cried, yelled, and tried to fight for the inheritance, but with the will in writing and the notary present, their tantrum changed nothing. The youngest daughter and her husband were honest and humble, and kept turning it down. They said caring for their mother was simply what children should do, and they didn't want to take her wealth. The woman firmly held their hands and said, "The people around you when you're rich aren't always your real family. The ones who stand by you when you've got nothing are the ones who truly mean it. Wealth can test a person's heart, and filial love brings its own reward. No matter how rich or poor you are, you should never lose your conscience or your respect for family. Money can't buy true kinship. The ones willing to stay and give without leaving in your hardest moments are the ones who deserve life's greatest blessings."